When have you said that's not my name? For me, it was the day I turned 18. My adoptive parents sat me down at our kitchen table, the same one where we'd shared thousands of meals. Mom's hands trembled as she slid a manila envelope across to me. "We've wanted to tell you for years," Dad said, his voice cracking, "but we promised to wait until you were an adult." Inside was my original birth certificate. The name listed wasn't Jessica Lynn Anderson, the only name I'd ever known, but Mei Lin Chen. "That's not my name," I whispered, pushing the paper away. "This is some kind of mistake." Mom reached for my hand. "Your biological mother was Chinese. She named you before." She couldn't finish. The room tilted. My entire life, I'd answered questions about my Asian features with the story my parents told me, distant Korean relatives on Dad's side. I'd believed it because I needed to, because the alternative meant facing questions I wasn't ready for. "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" I asked, my voice hollow. "We were afraid," Dad admitted. "Afraid you'd feel less ours." That night, I stared at my reflection, searching for this stranger named Mei Lin. I'd spent 18 years dodging comments like, "Where are you really from?" and "Your English is so good." I'd laughed them off, claiming my Midwestern roots like armor. I called my best friend Tara. "They've been lying to me my whole life," I said, voice breaking. "They were trying to protect you," she offered. "From what? From knowing who I am?" The silence stretched between us. "Maybe they didn't know how to tell you," she finally said. I spent the next few months in a fog, researching Chinese culture with the desperation of someone searching for a missing limb. I joined Asian student groups at college, where I was simultaneously welcomed and viewed with suspicion. Too white in my mannerisms, too disconnected from my heritage. At a cultural event, an elderly Chinese woman approached me. "Your Mandarin pronunciation is very American," she said kindly after I'd stumbled through a greeting. "I'm just learning," I explained. "I only recently found out I'm Chinese." She looked confused. "But how could you not know?" How indeed. 6 months after the revelation, I found myself sitting across from my parents again. They'd driven 4 hours to visit me at college. "We have more information," Mom said, "if you want it." This time, the envelope contained adoption papers and a handwritten letter from a social worker. My birth mother had been a graduate student, unmarried and alone in America when she discovered she was pregnant. She'd chosen adoption, hoping to give me opportunities she couldn't. "Did she ever try to find me?" I asked. Dad shook his head. "The social worker told us she returned to China shortly after your birth." That night, I wrote 2 lists in my journal. One headed Jessica and one Mei Lin. Under each, I listed what these names meant to me. Jessica was my childhood, my parents' love, soccer games, and piano recitals. Mei Lin was mystery, loss, and possibility. Months later, I found myself in my university's administration office. "I'd like to change how my name appears on my diploma," I told the clerk. "Current name?" she asked. "Jessica Lynn Anderson." "And the new name?" I took a deep breath. "Jessica Mei Lin Anderson." When the clerk looked up, I explained, "Both names are mine. I'm claiming all of me." Last Christmas, I gave my parents framed calligraphy of my Chinese name alongside a photo of the 3 of us. Dad's eyes welled up. "Are you angry we didn't tell you sooner?" Mom asked quietly. "I was," I admitted. "Sometimes I still am, but I understand you were doing your best."